Sort of as individuals and as private people, we're going to have a hell of a time when we become senior citizens. And if Google figures out aging, we'll probably have another, we'll live to 120, we'll have fantastic Oculus Rift computer games, we can travel everywhere and we can do whatever. So we'll have a lot of fun in the private space. But what I'm also starting to understand is that work and what we call the office and everything around it will be a hell of a lot more efficient. We're going towards a future where sort of waiting for a modem to log in or a printer to find a way to communicate with my computer, that is long gone. And I'm going to invite the next speaker up to explore how that efficient future will look. So without further ado, I'd like to invite the next speaker, Eva Fors, Marketing Director of Microsoft. Come up here, Eva. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. So, I'm not sure how many of you took the opportunity yesterday to pass by and get your personal portrait made on the Surface Pro by Maya. I did. I showed it to my husband yesterday evening. He said, "Wow, she was very nice to you. You look like you're 17. It was some time ago. A lot of things are happening, and I'm just like you. I have so much to do. I'm always in time constraint, talking about constraints that Josh did just before me. And then I need to get things done. And I do like this a lot, as you can see on my pictures, and you're going to see it here on stage as well. But that is not really, the important thing in life. And the important thing in life is obviously so much more than just, being on stage or running Excel spreadsheets. And in order to, take the quality and the quantity time, because I think quantity time is super important. You cannot exchange quantity with quality when it comes to spending time on the things you really think is the most valuable to you. So what do we need to do then to get everything, coming into one piece? Well, the important thing is technology. And there's so much new technology all the time, new stuff coming in. And all new technologies, new devices, new apps, new services says, this is going to save your life. This is going to make your life easier. This is going to cut back in time, or whatever, it says, it tells you're going to do. But actually, every single thing that adds up actually makes one more thing on your plate. So it's not about adding technology. It's about changing the way we do technology. It's about reinventing productivity. And to do this, because right now, number of devices surpass number of people, and the data it generates, is endless. So you have infinite amount of devices. You have infinite amount of data. But actually, you have a certain amount of time and a certain amount of things that you actually need to get done. So it's all about being productive. Make things and make things happen. And in many cases, it's me doing things, but most of the time, I'm doing things with other people. So, I can't do it on my own. I'm always in need of help. And I'm always in need of collaborating with colleagues, with partners, with customers. And to do this, we say that productivity is upon 4 pillars. And productivity, first, is about mobility, being able to do it independently of time and place, and actually make any device your device. And next, about being intelligent. And intelligent is about not reacting to when I'm doing something. But I want services, I want devices to be proactive. I'm using Cortana. I'm using, the Microsoft Band to actually, they are helping me to be, active, and they react. They proactively help me rather than being very reactive to me. And then it's about social. Again, it's great to have tools for personal productivity, but I need tools, I need services, I need devices that I can collaborate and I can co-create easily with. And when I'm using tools, then it comes to the fourth pillar. It's about natural user interface. I don't have the time to learn new stuff. I just need to get it, going. So, I want to interact with things that actually learn how I do, what I'm doing, instead of me trying to learn how to use that thing, that service, or whatever. And Josh talked about constraints, and I'm going to talk about barriers, because there are a lot of barriers, fulfilling this vision of super productivity. And actually, a lot of the barriers we have been creating ourselves. And when I say we, I don't mean we collectively, but I mean we as a Microsoft. Microsoft is part of the barriers that is out there in terms, how to be super productive. And now we are removing the barriers day after day. And I'm going to take you through a couple of the areas that we have actually removed the barriers. First about, the barrier when it comes to the place. This was a picture I took yesterday out in the lounge here at Sime. And obviously, all of you are already removed that. You are independent of going to a specific place to actually conduct your work. And in order to do that, of course, you need to have the best cloud services. And you need to have unlimited ways of doing it. And here what we're trying to help here is to get rid of the barriers that we in the past had. So now we are doing collaboration with Dropbox, which was announced just last week. And we are now having unlimited storage on OneDrive. So, removing barriers for you to be able to actually work the way you want, on the device you want, leveraging the service you want to do. And place, sometimes you actually want to go to place. What I'm going to show you here right now is our office in Akalla, where we have the Swedish office. One of my colleagues made this one in Minecraft. And for us, we talk about that work is not a place, it's something you do. And that is important. Work is not a place, it's something you do. In order to have, the office fulfilling that, what should the office look like? Of course, the office is a meeting place. The office should be total activity-based, so I can do, being the most creative, being the most co-creative, and being the most collaborative in order to meet people. Because we are still people, we are human beings. We like, even though we can do so much digital, it's still, the face-to-face moments, and it's still hard. I haven't really figured out to do the small talk digitally. But the small talk, that is what, brings things forward. So place is, now and then, really relevant. But place can be so much more than the actual office. And what we're thinking about is, the office can be anywhere, because you need to do so many things. And we're talking about something that we call mitt kontor, my office. And this is something it can look like.
Världen är full av platser. Ensamma platser. Oupptäckta platser. Användbara och oanvändbara. Platser för oväntade möten och nya perspektiv. Det är dags att lämna skrivbordet och hitta nya arbetsplatser på microsoft.se/mittkontor.
So what we're doing right now is that we're trying, together with all of you, making, where could be your next office? Where in Sweden could be the next office? And each office has to do, certain things. You need the Wi-Fi. Maybe you need to bring your dog with you. Maybe you need power plugs. Maybe you need really, really good coffee. And I know that most of you very soon are in deep need of really, really good coffee. And here you can tag your favorite place. And you can say, I really like this place because they have the best of service, they have the best of Wi-Fi, and this is a really bad place. And then whenever you're in need of actually, in between something, look up what's sort of the top places to be and look at Mitt kontor. Another barrier, because we talked about sort of the place, another barrier is around physical versus digital. There are so many things here around us that still is physical. The nice thing with, having it shifting from physical to digital, that is that you can make it searchable, very easily searchable, and leveraging in different ways and with different services. What we are using is something called Office Lens. Office Lens is like having a scanner in your back pocket. So wherever you do, wherever you go, just bring up your phone, take a snapshot, and then it actually converts. What I did, I found those ladies outside here yesterday, I took a picture, and then with my Office Lens, I put it in my OneNote. I can search because it automatically, recognizes the text and transforms it so I can do search in the text that there is there. So it's an easy way of actually transforming physical world into the digital world and actually work with it digitally, independently of what service you're going to use it for. And another area when it comes to barriers is about who's your friend and who's your foe. In the old days, it was pretty clear. Here's my friends, I love them. And there's my enemies, I'm never going to talk to them. But the world is changing. There is no such thing as friends and foes. We talk about co-opetition. Sometimes we collaborate, and sometimes we for sure compete. And in terms of co-opetition, we have brought a lot of new, collaborations. So, we have announced collaborations with Dropbox. We have announced collaborations with Salesforce. We are doing a lot together with all the iOS platforms and Android platforms. And actually, even my CEO had a very friendly conversation over Twitter with one of the high executives from Google around the recent announcement of what we are doing on the Android platform. So, they are, things are tended to be much more gray and not this black and white as it was in the past. And also another way of, removing the barriers is when we are developing new things. A few weeks ago, we announced the first new wearable. So this is the Microsoft Band. It keeps track of how I'm sleeping, how I'm doing my exercise, how much I'm eating, and what time I need to leave here at a circus to go to my kids' football training out in Danderyd, taking into account sort of the traffic jam. It's sort of my personal assistant on my wrist. And here from day one, what we did was that we launched this not only on the Windows platform, but on the iOS and Android platforms seamlessly. So everybody, independently of the device you have, you can actually use the Microsoft Band. So another way of removing barriers and actually, interacting. Last barrier that I'm going to talk about today is around the language barrier. I'm not sure how many of you remember quite a long time ago we talked about Esperanto. Esperanto was the new thing. Everybody should learn Esperanto. It's the new, multinational language. Everybody, it's easy to learn. It has super simple grammar. Let's go and do it. What discussions around, should we do it in schools, learn Esperanto? But no, we didn't do Esperanto. We still do knitting. And no, we don't do programming. We still do knitting at school. But now you actually don't need Esperanto. Now you have Skype Translate, so seamlessly you get translated. When I am talking with somebody over Skype, I can instantly, get what I'm saying in my language, get immediately translated to the receiver's language, both in text and in voice. This is a super cool thing, actually. So with all these barriers removed, I think, we can actually be more productive. And again, productive means, do more, be more, and get things done. And things done is, based on your preference and, the end-to-end point of view, what you actually want to achieve as a human being. So with that, no further ado, thank you very much.